So if you really want to know when the podcast started, we got to travel all the way back to 1993.
Around the clock, we're gonna rock to the rhythm of the street, down the block, around the clock, yeah.
December 2015, I decided to quit my job in the oil field, which was a pretty risky decision. Being an uneducated male from Mississippi, I was giving up a pretty decent income for someone who had a family. But I was just tired of the travel. I was tired of being away from home. I was tired of missing holidays. I was just sick of it. It was around that time that Ronnie asked me to go to the movies. He said he would buy because I didn't have a job. I thought we went and saw Superman and This Is the End, but the timing's not right. Those movies were both released in 2013, and this was, early 2016, so I guess I'm not sure what we went and saw. But on the way home, that's when Ronnie told me he had an idea. He said he had been thinking about it for a long time, and he thinks that we should start an audio podcast where we talk about random topics and, maybe throw in a movie review or something like that. So I figured, not really doing anything, so yeah. I wish so bad that we still had clips from that audio podcast. Ronnie and I sitting at a dining room table, just shooting the shit, and it was a lot of fun. I would go to his house about 10 o'clock at night, stay till probably midnight or 1 a.m., and man, it was so fun just sitting at a table across from each other, just laughing, drinking, and it was a really special time.
The name of this show: Top Resolutions for 2019.
At some point after COVID, we made the jump to YouTube. Again, Ronnie's idea, and it's been great. We've had a lot of good times on
Edit.
So he's walking up to graduation.
That's like you talking about after Madagascar or something. 0. Because he's racing. They're the heroes.
I'm just
we
a hero.
just make YouTube videos. I'm just a hero.
All right.
Pedophiles are. What are you laughing about? Why is that funny? Ronnie, go to the chart. Google this chart. Most pedophiles are white. See, it says it right there. Now click off of it real fast and they'll have to pause that.
Review. Well, so I can give that line that I'm going to have to edit out. And he falls in love with this pregnant girl. Suck on a pervert. Edit. I mean, why would you even make that a scene? They're just sitting there looking lovingly at a cow. So get out of here.
That's exactly what that meant, Ronnie.
She's
I think there's supposed to be a
edit.
what? And we've met a lot of really cool people. I would be lying if I said, I didn't miss the audio days where Ronnie and I are together in person. But, we both have families, and, getting together like that, it's just not ideal. So when you ask, when did the podcast start? The answer seems to be 2016, but that wouldn't be true, would it? The other day, I was going through my VHS collection, converting it to, digital, home movies. And I was going through some tapes, saw a few things I remembered, but then I found something. I found a tape that unlocked a memory that I didn't know I had stored in the back of my mind. A tape that I had to watch and relive. So if you really want to know when the podcast started, we got to travel all the way back to 1993 when a 13-year-old Ronnie and a 6-year-old Blake recorded their first content. Oh, I thought the idea was brilliant. I mean, obviously it's a rip on Pee-wee's Playhouse, but I mean, a rated R version of Pee-wee's Playhouse. And believe me, it was rated R. I mean, I think it's an idea that really wasn't tapped into at the time, you know, just being like presenting it as a kid's show, but being super vulgar and violent at the same time. And obviously this was recorded when our parents weren't home, so it was just chaos. I mean, the idea was so good that, I mean, 25 years later, the WWE used one of their wrestling characters to do the same thing with the Firefly Funhouse. I mean, you know, Ronnie had this idea in 1993. Now, for obvious reasons, I will not be showing the video in its entirety, and it will have 0 audio. Sorry. Just can't. The concept was, you know, obviously Ronnie's the host, and he gets visited every day by Clowny the Mailman, the character I play. Clowny usually delivers fan mail and the word of the day. Now, the thing about the word of the day is, usually whatever it is, for example, the word of the day is head, Ronnie's going to hit me in the head. As much as Clowny got beat up during season 1 of Ronnie's Playhouse, and believe me, it was a lot, make no mistake about it, I enjoyed every second of this. You know, spending time with my big brother, who I have always looked up to, just to be involved and included in something he wanted to do was such a special feeling. Even though I got my ass kicked every episode, it was a really special time in my life looking back at this tape. You know, I almost get emotional watching this tape because, believe it or not, the very room that Ronnie is sitting on the floor in recording Ronnie's Playhouse is the same exact room that Ronnie records when we do content for ATGNAT. And then it makes me realize that Ronnie has always had this drive inside of him ever since he was a little kid to perform and to create content. And honestly, it makes me feel guilty over the last 3 or 4 years when Ronnie would call or text and say, "Hey Blake, let's hop on and, you know, record something." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't feel like it." Watching this video and seeing how passionate he is and how much he truly enjoys it, you know, it changes my views on my brother a little bit, to the good, obviously. The intro was interesting. I would love to get Ronnie's take on it. I don't know if he's late for school, running to the school when he slips on a skateboard, or if he's running home from school. He's got a backpack on, so it's one or the other. So I'll have to get Ronnie's take on that brilliant piece of performance he has. Now, shockingly, there's little to no depth or story in these episodes. It's pretty much Clowny getting his ass whipped. But there is one episode where Ronnie talks about the dangers of prank calling. One of his buddies, I'm assuming, prank calls the house, and Ronnie hangs up on him and then tells the kids how to avoid prank calls. I don't know how you avoid it, but you know, that was the message. This particular episode, the word of the day was booty. We're not playing the next part. Something that had me hysterical was seeing that some things never change. But back in 1993, Ronnie didn't have a cough button.
You were always like mad because I'll have to hit the mute so I can cough, because I get this like little nervous thing where like phlegm fills up my throat and I'll have to cough like I'm a smoker or something. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous.
Watching the ending of a few of these videos kind of gets me emotional. Ronnie and I high-fiving. You know, just the fact that he showed that kind of attention to his little brother that was many, many years younger than him. Many. You know, he's my best friend, and we've always been best friends, and we're always going to be best friends, and I'm so lucky to have that. And my sons see the relationship that me and my brother have, and they're slowly building that bond themselves, and it's just wonderful. So I guess that answers your question. When did the podcast start? You got to go all the way back to 1993, when Ronnie and Clowny the Mailman were just two boys with a dream, and now here we are. So do me a favor, comment down below, send Ronnie a message. 32 years later, should we do one more episode of Ronnie's Playhouse? Just for old time's sake. We see what Ronnie's been up to in the Playhouse. Is Clowny still the mailman? Are there any new characters in the neighborhood? Should we do it? I just hope the word of the day is something pleasant.
Whatever this world can give to me, ooh, you're all I see. Ooh, you make me live. Now, honey, ooh, you make me live. You're the best friend that I ever had. I've been with you such a long time. You're my sunshine, and I want you to know these feelings are true. I really love you. Ooh, you're my best friend. Ooh, you're making me live, and I've been wandering around, but I still come back to you, rain or shine. You're there by my side, and I'm happy at home. You're my best friend. Ooh, you're making me live. Whenever this world is cruel to me, ooh, you help me forgive. Ooh, you're making me live. Now, honey, ooh, you make me live. You're the first one when things turn out bad. You know I'll never be lonely. You're the only one, and I really love you.